Hello, YouTube. My name is Plazukas, and yes, I have failed you as a community because this news is going to come to you extremely late compared to when it was released. But I've been very busy. That's not an excuse. I am someone that has been an advocate that has been outspoken regarding Tectone and his community and all the allegations against him, OTK, Asmongold, Mizkif, the whole entire organization, essentially, and I will continue to be. But I've been busy with games. I've been busy with my own game. I've been busy with getting on Steam and getting a demo out. And I'm one person, and I'm not gonna sit here and talk about that any longer. But today's video is gonna be on Pink and Tectone both. And so, without further ado, I believe because my channel covers this news and it does it pretty consistently, I need to make sure that this is part of my record as a channel. And today I want to talk about what was posted on Twitter within the last couple days, right? Obviously, this is the 24th, and there's a whole entire uh, post here for X Twitter. Pink is the person that accused Tectone of, a lot of things. And if you want to know specifically what they are, they're on this channel and they're also on Pink's timeline. You can go there and look for yourself as to what is being accused of. But Pink says mental health is deeply personal, and I never plan to share my struggles publicly. However, a recent breach of my privacy has left me with no choice but to speak out and set the record straight. I have autism, a condition that affects how I process the world and interact with others. Autism isn't something to fix, it's part of who I am, which is why when someone like Tectone calls someone that is autistic, whether it be Pink or Jacksepticeye, the R word, it's actually a derogatory, slanderous term. Unfortunately, last year I found myself in a toxic environment where I was pressured to change myself in ways that weren't healthy. Okay? I was encouraged to take medication in an attempt to fix my autism. Fix autism. Instead, the medications made my mental health spiral, leading to severe depression and thoughts of ending my life. Those are severe. A lot of times, medication can be extremely beneficial, but ultimately, when you first start something, it can be very bad, and the side effects can be worse for some than others. And so, therefore, when you have this idea about fixing something because you don't like the person for who they are, because they're autistic or whatever the case may be, in this case, um, sometimes that can be very hurtful. Desperate for help, I turned to my family, and after seeking treatment, I was diagnosed with autism again. Again, a condition that you cannot change. Nothing more. The doctors confirmed what I already knew. My mental health crisis wasn't because of who I am, but because of the unhealthy, toxic environment I was in. Anxiety, stress, depression can be part of the environment that you're in. When I left treatment, I was ready to move forward, but instead my world fell apart. Before seeking help, I had been preparing to move into a new home with my significant other. Okay, not named here, but we all know who that is. I had prepaid rent, spent money installing new carpets, hired lawn care, even bought a fridge. And when I returned, I was told I would no longer be moving in, which is okay. It is what it is. Probably not, on the lease, probably not in any of the mortgage documents, most likely not married, not engaged. So there is no legal binding for a girlfriend to move in with a boyfriend in a house, or a fiance for that matter. So in reality, this is the way it is, right? None of my expenses were reimbursed, and I was left homeless with no plan, no resources, and lost my belongings. That's pretty harsh. If losing my home and my sense of stability wasn't enough, I became the target of a cruel smear campaign. Lies were spread about me to my friends, my assistants, and others in my social circle, encouraging them to abandon me, leaving me isolated when I needed help the most. Listen, although the person is not being named here, his name is Tectone. In this strategy, you may think is ludicrous. You may think that this is all lies, but in reality, we've seen this strategy play out daily on Tectone's channel. This is how he divides the gacha community. This is how he has essentially become the top gacha content creator by these tactics. Not expressly, in these most heinous terms, but in a very fun, I'm just kidding kind of, but not really, and perception is reality, peer pressure is a bitch kind of thing, spreading lies and mistruths, but not really, because if I were to go to court, I'd have to tell the truth, but I don't have to tell the truth because I'm online and therefore I can play this little game that I'm playing. Yeah. They are isolated. He's doing this to all these other content creators still. He continues to do it. And yes, he will propel people up that benefit him until they actually turn on him. And then he will go scorched earth and say, look what I've got on you. I've got this on you. I've got this regime on you. I've got this and that and that. That's the game that's being played, by the way. Extremely toxic. Despite the betrayal and heartbreak, I refuse to let it break me. With the support of a few true friends, I rebuilt my life. I found joy again, rediscovered my confidence, and surrounded myself with people who value and support me for who I am. Last year was the darkest time of my life, but it taught me how resilient I am. Sharing this story isn't easy, but I hope it reminds people of the importance of compassion and understanding, especially towards those struggling with mental health. No one should have to endure what I did. I'm moving forward with hope and strength, grateful for the lessons I've learned and ready for whatever lies ahead. End. And this is in response or in addition to her saying, Pink, yesterday I filed a police report on January 23rd. So now it's out there. Now officially a police report has been filed. And now, not coincidentally, by the way, Tectone said he's taking time off. This has been a tactic Tectone has used constantly. And listen, I get it. Public perception, it's really good to take time off when the heat is real. But he's doubled down and said he's not guilty. And he has no problem in defending himself while he's doing his content. He's very dismissive. He's very combative. And it says a lot when, potentially you leave and you don't want to actually handle this. Hopefully this is actually being handled the way it should have been handled in the first place. Not online, not for all of us to see it, for two people to handle it privately and to get the justice that is deserved. The last thing I want to do is have commentary about this, but when Tectone uses it, leverages it on his community to gain advantage, to gain support, sympathy, money, yeah, that's when I come in. That's when I have a problem, and that's when I will start reiterating everything that's been said so that there is a documentation of this online to prove the one thing that I've been trying to prove since the very beginning of my revamped channel. I did say free content creators are succubus, demon spawn, so to speak. What I should have said is that the gacha community, many organizations adjacent to them, OTK and stuff like that, and I can't even limit it to them. It is wrong of me to generalize, and I'm not going to, but, take it with a grain of salt. There's a lot of communities that are in content creation that are just sucking the life out of people, that are taking advantage of depressed, lonely, insecure individuals who just throw them money because they feel better, live vicariously through NMPL, LOL, Mizkif, Asmongold, for whatever that's worth. I don't know. His community's weird. Amaru, Tectone, Soda Poppin', Moist Critical, Hassan. And they know it. They don't publicly say it because why? That's just going to hurt their brand. They don't want to admit that a large percentage of their success comes off the backs of people who are not doing well. I don't want to exploit that. I've never wanted to exploit that. I want to uplift people. I want to try to improve people's lives, which is why I try to inform, which is why I try not to be parasocial, which is why I try not to make too many videos, which is why I'm very careful with what I post and how I post it. I've made mistakes. I will continue to make mistakes. We all do. But I hope to make less of them. And I hope whenever I do, I come back and I say, okay, I'm sorry. And I don't make excuses. But watch this space, you know. I'll try to cover it as much as I can. In February, I plan to play a lot more games that are released, and I played a lot of other games recently that weren't released. But in February, I want to play Civs. I want to play Monster Hunter Wilds and a couple other sporadic games that come out. And then I need to just play games in general because I haven't really done that in the last 2 months. My name is Plazukas. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.